where Alex Trebek, in only grade 8, got his first job. That's the address for them in 1940 when Alex is born. What does it say Alex's ambition is? Well, in the yearbook, there's a write-up that says Alex is
Smile about on the $128,000 question. You've got 8,000.
speaks both English and French.
Génie en herbe, qui a deux buts très importants.
Recognized Alex with a moment of silence.
Observe a moment of silence to acknowledge the passing of Sudbury's Alex Trebek.
Pretty cool, right? How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I'm in a small Canadian city in northern Ontario, Sudbury, Ontario, and it's known for a few things. It's known for, of course, it's known for the Big Nickel, but it's also known as the hometown of one of the greatest game show hosts of all time, Alex Trebek.
Now, Trebek 800, please. Alex's hometown was this city, long known as the nickel capital of the world. Matea.
What's Sudbury?
Yes, nailing the Canadiana again.
Now, when I was young, we went to see a taping of Jeopardy in Los Angeles. I'll put a picture of my ticket. I guess I'll put it right there. So this is a vlog I've always wanted to do. And after a few viewers reached out, asked me to do the vlog, the research started. Now, I was able to find addresses that have never been published. So we're going to see where Alex lived when he was born, where he went to school, where the family moved. And we are going to talk about Alex Trebek right from his birth and his career right up until he passed away. So you do not want to miss today. Come with me. Let's go check out the sites of Alex Trebek. I mean, it's freezing out here, but we're going. Let's go. Alrighty guys, our first site brings us over here. Now let's go back to December 16th, 1939. George Trebek marries Lucille Legacy. Now they live right over here, and on July 22nd, 1940, Alex Trebek is born. This street is actually named after Lucille's family. Let's go check it out. See that little house right there? That little house, 310. That's where Alex Trebek lived when he was born. George and Lucille had lived there. Now I'm sure a lot has changed. The house sure has been redone, maybe rebuilt, but that's the address for them in 1940 when Alex is born. Now, the next address I find is later on in the 40s. By 1947, 1948, they moved to another area, and I'll bring you over there and show you that right now. But for the early part of the 40s, after Alex is born, George, who's working as a pastry chef, him and Lucille live right here. So you can see it's just a small street, and like I said, it's named after her family. But that's the house right there. Alrighty guys, we have to go over, check out another Alex Trebek site. Let's go. Alrighty guys, our next site brings us right to downtown Sudbury, and it's where the Trebeks move in the mid to late 40s. Now the 1948 city records I looked at has them living at 10 Beach Street, apartment number 3. Now Beach Street has changed a little bit and been renumbered. The church is 30 and it shows 14 as right here. Now 10 actually shows me right there, but 7 and 8 show over here. This is the area that George and Lucille and young Alex moved to in the mid to late 40s. Now it's when Alex is 12 where his parents separate, and then there's another change of address. But right here in the heart of downtown is where Alex, George, and Lucille lived in the mid to late 40s. And we are very close to where George worked, the hotel he worked at, and we're very close to Alex's elementary school, so he didn't have too far to go, but it's right here. Pretty cool to see where he grew up, where he lived, where he had moved with his parents, but we have more sights to see. Let's keep going. Alrighty guys, so it's right down there where the family lives in the mid to late 40s. Well, right over here is Alex's elementary school. And it was the first Francophone school in the city. As many know, or you may not know, Alex Trebek is bilingual. He speaks both English and French.
Génie en herbe qui a deux buts très importants. Premièrement, au vainqueur, ce trophée très sympathique du castor et les 4 petites répliques que vous voyez devant moi.
Now the building was actually built in 1914. It's now, as you can see at the side there, it's an indie cinema here in Sudbury. But this was Alex Trebek's school. I'd read you the plaque, but it's all in French, and I certainly wouldn't be able to read all of that. I could some of it. In approximately 1952, Alex is 12 years old. His parents go through a divorce. Alex is sent to Ottawa for a few years to go to school there, and he returns and goes to school in Sudbury. And he goes to high school, and I'll show you what the high school did to recognize Alex. But this was his elementary school right here. Alrighty guys, let's go on to another site. Let's go. Do you see it? Right there. You can see this building in the photo. But right there. Our next site is or was right behind me. Right there. It was the Nickel Range Hotel. And it's where George Trebek worked as a pastry chef for so many years. And where Alex Trebek, in only grade 8, got his first job as a bellhop, right here. In its day, it was the lap of luxury. In 1939, Queen Elizabeth, King George stayed here. But sadly, in 1976, it was demolished. And like I had mentioned, you can see that building hasn't changed at all. If there was ever a building I could show you inside of to see where he worked as a pastry chef and where Alex would take luggage, it's right there, but it's gone. It's freezing, but we have another site to go to. Let's keep going. Alrighty guys, another site that I wanted to show you, just a quick one, was after 1952, after George and Lucille divorce, George moves right here. So when Alex returns to Sudbury for high school, George is living here at 418 Lloyd. Now, the building is since gone. You have 412 and you have 403 right over there. This building is 450. Right over here behind me, this would have been 418 Lloyd. This is where George was living in the mid-50s when Alex returned to Sudbury to go to high school. But we have another site to go to. Let's keep going. That tells you where we are now, right? We are at Sudbury High School. Now, it's the 1950s. Alex returns from Ottawa to Sudbury, and he goes to high school right here. Now, by this point, his parents are already divorced, and he really stands out from the class. I'll show you a high school photo from the yearbook of Alex. Now, what does it say Alex's ambition is? Well, in the yearbook, there's a write-up that says Alex is a tourist returning from the University of Ottawa prep school, and his ambition is to see the world. And it says he's going to go to Ottawa U next year. Well, you have to wonder if the school did anything, or the city, to remember him. And they did. Check that out, right there. How cool is that? That is the Alex Trebek mural right there. And the artist who did that actually did, he did a Rosa Parks mural in Detroit, and he did a Leonard Cohen mural. This was done in 2021. Check that out. I think that's so cool. But let's talk about what Alex did after Ottawa University. Now, after Ottawa University, he gets a job with CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, and he's hosting spelling bees, quiz shows. Most notably, he hosted Reach for the Top.
Bienvenue à ce match Reach for the Top.
Now, he's actually picked, or in the running, to do a little show in Canada called Hockey Night in Canada.
Everybody, Ted Darling here, and welcome once again to Hockey Night in Canada.
And one of the executives had kiboshed that and said, we don't hire men with mustaches. So that took him out of that. Now, this is when everything changes, because another Canadian, Alan Thicke, who you probably know from Growing Pains, he goes down to the US and he's working with game shows at the time. This is when Alex gets a chance to go down to the US and auditions for The Wizards of Oz. It's a 1973 game show on NBC.
Know the answers to any of these questions. The odds are you can win up to $10,000 in cash and merchandise playing The Wizard of Oz. And now here's the wily wizard himself, Alex Trebek. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And he's so talented, so versatile, that he works on different game shows. Classic Concentration. He had a show called High Rollers. He hosts a show called $128,000 Question.
A lot to smile about on the $128,000 question. You've got $8,000 in cash to this point. Do you want to keep it and quit, or do you want to risk it and try for $16,000?
The new Battle Stars. But in 1984, everything changes. See, he gets a little show called Jeopardy, and he makes it his own.
Here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
And he hosts that show right up until 2020, shortly before his death.
Coming on the air at this hour with some breaking news, we have learned that longtime Jeopardy host Alex Trebek has died after waging a brave and very public battle with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
On November 8th, 2020, Alex Trebek passes away at his home in Los Angeles, surrounded by loved ones. It was only 10 days after he filmed his final Jeopardy episode on October 29th. Now, that episode was originally scheduled to air on December 25th, 2020, but actually aired January 8th, 2021. Now, shortly after this, the home is put up for sale and sells for $6.45 million. Alex had originally purchased the home in 1991 for $2.15 million. The new owners are given permission in February of 2023 to demolish the home. And the home is actually demolished in the fall of 2023. This is a photo of what the new home that's being built on the site looks like now from Google Street View. But it was at this property, at this site, where Alex had lived for so many years, kept tools, did home improvements, worked on the house, and where he passed away. The Canadian government in his hometown recognized Alex with a moment of silence.
Observe a moment of silence to acknowledge the passing of Sudbury's Alex Trebek. I want to say Speaker Alex was one of Sudbury's favorite sons. Like Sudbury, Alex was bilingual, humble about his success, and was best known for being friendly and polite.
Now, I visited graves all over the multiple countries, but I can't visit the grave of Alex Trebek. See, he was cremated and his ashes were given to his wife. But I'm so glad that I got to come back and retrace some of the steps in Alex's life right here in his hometown. And I'm glad you guys came along. Now hit that like and subscribe button. We will go on more adventures together. Until next time, guys, from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, the home of Alex Trebek, it's your friend Chris. Peace.